Welcome! I hope that you are doing well. When you are selling on eBay, it can be easy to make mistakes. I've been a seller for over 20 years on eBay, and I have made many mistakes. In this video, you will learn some of the major mistakes to avoid when you are selling on eBay. This lesson is part of a course that I have available on Udemy, and I'll leave the link in the description below. Also, if you get anything out of this, please like and subscribe. Other than that, let's dig into it. So the first mistake is not defining what success looks like. Now, what I mean is, before you begin selling items on eBay, take a piece of paper and a pen and think and write about what success would mean for you. This is different for every person. The reason that I list this as a mistake to avoid is that if you do not have a target to shoot for, it can be harder to know when you've reached the target. So one of the things about eBay is that you can always sell more. And many sellers don't know where the line is. And so eventually you can end up working more hours than you maybe initially thought you would be working. So it can be very helpful at the beginning of your selling journey to sit down again for a half an hour or maybe an hour and think about success and what your definition of success is. Maybe you would like to just make a couple extra dollars on the side in addition to your current job or career. Or you might want to go part-time with selling, and maybe you have a specific goal in mind of something you want to purchase. So if you have a big item that you'd like to buy, maybe it's a car, maybe a boat, something like that, then you would want to write down exactly how much money you would want to earn from eBay to reach that goal. Or you might want to replace your full-time income with eBay income. And you might want to do this for a variety of reasons, most like the autonomy that eBay allows. So if your goal is replacing your full-time income, then what could be helpful is writing down exactly how much money you want to be making per month on eBay. And that way you will know when you've reached your goal. Lastly, when you're defining your goal, make sure to include a deadline. I think the saying goes something like, a goal without a deadline is only a wish. And so don't make the mistake of making wishes. You want to make this a reality. And write down that you'd like to achieve your goal in a certain time frame. 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, whatever success looks like for you. So again, first mistake is not defining what success looks like. So you don't. So if you fall into this mistake, you won't know when you've reached success. The second mistake that beginning eBay sellers make is not weighing your items before listing them on eBay. And what this causes you to do is to lose profit. Now, this is certainly a mistake that I have made. I made it at the beginning of my reselling career, and I would purchase something that I thought I would make a certain profit on it, and I would list it. And I thought it would fit in a certain box, or I thought it weighed so much, and I actually did not weigh it at all. And then what would happen is that it would sell, and then I would go to package it, and I would find out that it cost a lot more to package. So to avoid this, before you list your item, you will want to take the actual physical box that you will be using to ship your item in, and you will want to package it up with the packing materials as well, because the packing materials also weigh something. So package everything together. You don't need to tape it up, but then take the box and then put it on your scale and see how much it weighs. In addition to seeing the weight, you will also want to measure the package if it's over 12 inches long in one of the sides. The reason is because it does matter how much it weighs and how wide it is and the girth of the package. Now, one way to find out what things cost to ship is to go to the post office shipping calculator that's online. You go to, or if you're shipping at FedEx or UPS, you could also go to their websites, and they have shipping calculators on them as well. There's a whole chapter devoted to saving money on shipping supplies as well as shipping in this class. So we'll go over that in more detail later. The third mistake, common mistake, is focusing on buying items rather than listing them. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean that at the beginning, we can be very eager to find items to sell and realize that profit, at least in our minds, right? And so we buy a lot of things, and what will happen is we might not like listing them as much as we like buying them. And you end up with a large pile of inventory that you will need to list. And the larger that pile gets, the more hesitant we are to touch that pile. So to avoid this mistake, you will want to list your items almost immediately after receiving them. So if you purchase, let's say you go to garage sales or flea markets or wherever you are sourcing items, as soon as you go home, you might want to research a little bit on them, but as soon as that research is done, list them right away. That way you won't have the pile building up, and you're able to keep up with your inventory. Piles also, if you get a large pile going, you will not be able to buy as much inventory because your money is wrapped up in the pile that you purchased. So again, at the beginning, focus more on listing your items than purchasing them. Eventually, you will move towards focusing on purchasing and sourcing your items with the bulk of your time. But at the beginning, focus on listing them. That way you get in the good habits of listing the items as you receive them and make the profits that you're hoping. The fourth mistake is being too concerned about writing a perfect item description. I have seen this a lot, and I've seen other sellers struggle with this, especially at the beginning. The main reason is that we think we need to write just a perfect description to describe it, and we don't want to miss anything that a buyer might be interested in. We might be afraid of getting a negative feedback, or we might just have an idea that writing an item description needs to be long. And that's not the case. At the beginning, keep your descriptions simple. And if you're having trouble finding your rhythm or finding a way to write your descriptions, the easiest thing you can do is search for related items on eBay and open up the tabs and see what the descriptions say. If I were a beginner, I would go ahead and just copy and paste another description that you see, but then change the sentences to reflect your item that you're selling. Again, keep it simple, only pertinent information. It used to be 10 years ago, I remember seeing very, very long descriptions, but nowadays shorter is better. Bullet points are easy to follow. Again, short sentences are better than overthinking it and trying to write a perfect description. And the last mistake in this lesson is not fully understanding the difference between slow-moving inventory and fast-moving inventory, or fast-selling inventory. And this will end up with a similar problem as buying the items instead of listing them. What I mean is, at the beginning, you want to keep your items moving, and you want to build up a reputation on eBay. So to do this, if you list a lot of slow-moving items, things that might take 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 6 months to sell, your money will be wrapped up in that, and you won't be able to list new inventory. So an example of a fast-moving item versus a slow-moving item would be, think of the newest generation of smartphone. And if you were to sell that item on eBay, it would most likely sell very fast. Something within 12 hours, 24 hours, maybe 2 days, it would sell. And you would have the money back that you had invested into the item, as well as profit. Now, compare that to something that is typically a slower moving item, which is something like a book. And some books do sell fast, but most books as a category, they tend to sell slower. And so you might buy a book and then hope to sell it, but it might take 2 weeks, a month, 6 months, a year to sell that book for the price that you want. So to avoid this, at the beginning, try to find items that will sell faster. Again, you will be able to realize your profits quicker and then turn that money around faster to buy your next products for your inventory. So to recap, the top 5 common mistakes that beginning eBay sellers make is not defining success, losing money on shipping errors. So again, not taking the time beforehand to measure how large the package is as well as how much it weighs, buying more than you list. So again, you will want to purchase items, but then sell them, list them on eBay as quickly as possible. Item description paralysis analysis. So again, just not being able to get moving on the descriptions, and then buying too many slow to sell items. You now know some things to avoid when selling your items on eBay. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. I created this channel for those who are looking to get some side hustles as well as creating passive income, and we also talk about entrepreneurship as well. If you would like to check out another video I have on 3 mistakes to avoid when you are sourcing your items, I'll put the link around this video. And again, I thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.